Hey, what's up? So today we have a very special guest. You guys know Donald. If you don't know, this is Donald's brother. Hard to believe that. I know.
No resemblance.
Not at all.
Don't look familiar at all. He was adopted, actually. We are playing...
You suck.
We are playing Super Metroid on the NES. Well, through the Switch on the NES. Daniel has pretty much perfected a speedrun of...
I don't know about perfected, but it's what I would call the casual player speedrun, because it's nowhere near as fast as like an actual professional.
Since we don't have GDQ, well, I guess we do have GDQ in kind of like an online format. This is our take on GDQ this year.
Indeed.
So Daniel's got a 100% run on Super Metroid, so we're going to turn it over to him.
All right.
And here we go.
All right. So I just need about 30 seconds of serious time because Jack has told me that he's never actually played Super Metroid. Not really.
It's true.
So I wanted to actually watch the full intro sequence because it really sets the atmosphere, in my opinion. And here we go. I think it just sets the vibe.
It does.
And
And
if you're curious, yes, those are bodies on the floor.
What else would they be?
I mean, it's SNES graphics, so you know sometimes it's hard to translate what things are.
Now, I want to clarify a couple of things in regards to this run. As we stated, we're actually running it through the Switch game console. You're not using a standard controller. You are using a PowerAid wireless controller.
I am using a wireless controller. I'm only doing it because it's the way certain buttons are laid out, it's easier for my hand. But I've done this with the Super Nintendo controller before. I just don't have one for the Switch.
Yes.
So.
And we actually have a checklist, and there's actually splits in here. So what we're going to do, this is going to be, if you watch every video back to back, it's going to be a continuous run. But splits, we actually are going to take a break because, you know, we need to eat and use the bathroom and
also
not sit next to Daniel because he's so warm.
Ease of editing.
It is insane. He is incredibly warm. I don't know
Really
why.
is warm. So, but
right.
now have you changed your controller?
Yes, everything's set.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy.
Have you guys seen Parks and Rec?
No.
For about 10 seconds. Good job, Samus.
Yeah.
The guy whose voice was just playing there sounds like Barney, the guy who tries to teach like MacBooks Pro or whatever. He's got the most monotone voice in the show.
Oh my god.
I do say I really like Super Metroid because it was the third game in the series, but it actually goes over the events of the previous two games here in the intro. If you can't read fast enough, pause the video, is all I'm going to say. But it recaps it really nicely, so it sets it up. So there wasn't a whole lot of story to the Metroid series at this point, but it's a good game. It's a lot of people who are big Metroid fans will tell you that this is the Metroid game that kind of cemented everything that made Metroid. So
well, at least in the 2D sense, because you have a lot of 3D fans, which you've played the 3D games and you're a fan of. You're just a Metroid fan, period.
Yes, I am. Super Metroid was the game that really got me into the series, though, because I'd played the first two before, and because of the limits of technology, they were just so hard to get into because there was clunkiness to it. There really, really was.
All of this started with a yard sale.
It did.
Because that's where I picked up Super Metroid for our Super Nintendo.
Yep.
I expected you to be like, that's where I met Daniel.
That's where they found me, because I was adopted and they purchased me.
Who's this guy? That
He's
old
the
man?
scientist that we just gave the baby Metroid from the end of Metroid 2 to. They're doing studies on him, and to see the scientist's findings were astounding. Oh no! So not only do the Metroids actually suck energy, they produce energy and can be used basically like an organic battery.
Ah, okay.
Now, the funny thing is, in regards to this is a third game that came out, but if you look at a lot of the way people reconstruct the timeline, this is after the Prime games.
Oh.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. So I don't think Nintendo's ever... I'm not sure. Maybe they have.
I don't think they have.
But released an official timeline. I think after the Zelda timeline, they're just like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
That just blew up in
So,
our
you know,
faces.
all's good, so I'm going to leave. Oh, look, there's a distress signal. The space station I just dropped the Metroid at is under attack. Great.
I hit a
like I said,
space-
about 10 seconds. Good job,
I hit a
Samus.
space 7-Eleven, and I couldn't get a Slurpee without you people screwing it up.
So this is literally the colony that she just left.
Yes.
And she was gone for seriously like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like I said, last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. Good job, Samus, for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 10 seconds of peace is better than no seconds of peace, I guess.
That's true.
Dang, you're flying.
Get used to that. Just get over that feeling of awe now, because that's going to be the rest of the run.
Okay.
Now, there is a trick that's called arm pumping, where you do the up and down aim that actually makes you move faster because you move a pixel forward while doing it. I don't care. Not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not that kind of speedrunner. I do not care.
I mean, I guess over the course of the entire game, you would save
it adds up a lot.
Significant amount of time.
But it's so much to keep track of.
Yeah,
I don't care.
That's quite a bit.
So now this fight sequence ends one of two ways. Either you hit Ridley 100 times, or you get the health warning that your health is low.
Okay, so you can just...
Yep. And I stood where I was in the beginning because his tail actually does more damage to you than the rest of his body. I'm almost like twice the damage, so...
I'm already so impressed with how much you know this game.
Well, after you've beaten a game 100 times there, Jack.
100 times plus, honestly.
100 times plus.
I'm
sure you would pick up on things like that.
I don't have the patience or attention to beat a game 100 times.
So I've been doing, my casual speedrun of this game since I was in high school, and I'm in my 30s, so...
So years and years and years.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of the basis of the route I take, now mind you, I've changed it, but a lot of the basis of the route I take is from a guide on Game FAQs by a guy by the name of Marshmallow.
Okay. So
just in case you want reference material.
He's the one who kind of pioneered this run.
The route I take. If you look at if you go to the speedrun.com and you look up the 100% speedrun, that has a in-game timer of 43 minutes, and I'm not going to hit that. I'm going to break an hour easy.
Okay.
But they do a lot of things they don't like. I'm not great at bomb jumping, so I avoid that. Just certain tricks I avoid because I'm not.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching and expect everything's going to be perfect, I watched him do the run last night, and he's actually going to have some errors there. Even with not everything being perfect, he still got it in game time under 90 minutes, which is really super impressive.
And the reason we keep referencing in-game time is because things like that, where I don't have control of Samus, door animations and all that, stop the in-game timer. So the real time is actually, overall, it's going to be about half hour to 45 minutes longer than the in-game time with how long this run is.
And I'm assuming that it was Ridley assisted at all in attacking the colony just now, or was it just
it's never said. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I missed it. Those one block gaps. But yeah, I count that out every time I go through there. This is old Turing. This is where actually you fought Mother Brain in Metroid 1. Kind of dead now.
Yeah. Looks very,
As a matter of fact, anyone who's played through the original Metroid, that shaft they just went down was the escape shaft, which they'll tell you they had nightmares about because the legends were a lot more sparsely populated than the original Metroid. This is actually where you started the original Metroid, was where that elevator just came down at.
I was going to say, this looks familiar.
Yep. It's the fuzz! They spotted us! Cheese it! That was just my first instance of the wall jump you saw me just do there. Probably the only, of all the tricks I do, the only trick that's really necessary to get this run down. I do what's called a mock ball later. Not necessary in order to get a good time, it's just faster to do the mock ball when I do it.
And so you just picked up a missile expansion there, and I noticed that Donald is...
Checking things off,
things off as you grab them.
Yep.
Because we may have said this already, but this is a 100% run.
And see, the great thing about it is it's really easy to keep track of your percentage in Super Metroid because there is exactly 100 items.
Yeah, and the 100% count, unlike some other games, it's not 100% of the map and everything. It's just 100% of items.
Yeah. Because
there's certain places that we're not actually going to see.
Overall, there's probably at least a third of the map that we're not even going to see on this planet. There are parts of this planet I've not seen in so long, I can't tell you what they look like anymore. The parts I do know, I have memorized. The rest of it,
So we do have some aliens in here, some space pirates.
Yes, those are space pirates. This is their first incarnation, actually, in the Metroid series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is actually a really good shaft ascension. I usually don't do quite this well, so I'm quite happy with that. Oh, I almost really screwed that up. Like that.
Yeah, this does have one of those things where it can very quickly all go downhill fast.
Now, I will say there's one spot later where it's we're going to save here, and if we screw this up, we're just going to go from the save part, so...
Yeah, that's going to be probably episode 4, if memory serves correctly, when the time comes, because I've actually timed out the splits for Jack to make his life easier, so he doesn't have to have a timer running or anything. My splits are already planned into the route, so that way editing will be easier for him as well, because I'm actually going to bring up the Switch pause menu, so to speak, so that way there's a visual marker in the video for him to put the splits in. Turn on Samus. Only room you'll see that particular enemy in. They have a name, don't remember what it is.
Don't know, don't care.
Come on, missiles. Give me missiles.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Daniel, why did you just...
Because I only have 5 missiles, and I really want missiles going into this fight, otherwise it's super slow. So that's...
Also, Metroid has a neat thing about doors. And when you open a door that requires something special like super missiles... Once you've opened it, you only need a missile to open it again.
No, so he's not quite right. In Super Metroid, any door that's been opened once stays blue, which only requires the beam. This is not a Chozo. This is actually called a Torizo. There's actually 2 of them in the game. The other one's not going to be until much, much later, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And this is not a great Torizo fight. This should have been done like 20 seconds faster than that. But it was okay.
That was way faster than anything I've seen.
Now, if you notice the door was gray, anytime you come across a gray layer like that, they require some kind of special condition before you can open them. Usually it's killing of a boss or killing all the enemies on the room, depending on the door, so take your pick. Got some gamers crawling around now. So now anyone's played Prime, those will be like, oh, those are Shriek Bats. Well, they weren't called Shriek Bats back in the Super Metroid days. They were called Screes.
Screek!
I would know them as Shriek Bats.
You would know them as Shriek Bats. It's the same enemy. It really is. So these enemies right here have a really creative name. They're called Wavers.
The ones on the left there?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They've actually been around since the original Metroid.
They must have been up all night naming those guys.
So I can't kill these guys except for my missiles, and it's slow to kill them with missiles, so just screw it. These things right here, don't shoot them. Now unless you want to try and kill, they spawn enemies that are about 6 pixels big. Every time you shoot them.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I can see why you wouldn't want to shoot those guys.
No. Now, mind you, if it's your first time through the game and you're real low on resources, killing all those little things are great for like refilling your energy or whatever. But there's gonna be times in this run that I'm gonna be like super low on energy. I'll just get used to that now.
Okay. So the run kind of depends on you, or I guess it doesn't depend on you. It just functions with you being low on energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At least until a certain point, at which point I pretty much become all but unkillable because of the amount of health I have.
Okay. Well, and you are collecting all the items, so I can see how that could happen pretty fast. Okay,
I don't know. You got it there, Daniel.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Knockball. I'm actually moving at full run speed while doing that, which you're not supposed to be able to do while in the morph ball form. That was what's called the mock ball trick.
And you actually have to run to do that.
What?
Yep.
So that's like not necessarily an exploit.
Well, it is. It's something that's actually the developers never intended. It just because of the way they wrote the physics engine, it's just there.
Wait.
But wait, there's more.
Oh my gosh.
In later 2D Metroids like Fusion and Zero Mission, you'll notice that there's only one actual item per block of map screen on that map in the upper right. That philosophy did not exist in Super Metroid.
Man, so you totally just like busted this room wide open. And apparently you got a super missile.
So I technically should not have these yet. These are supposed to come later. They're going to allow me to skip a very, very slow mini-boss fight later. Now, if you're not comfortable doing the mock ball, I will point out when you would get those items normally without mock balling. when the time comes.
He's literally he's played this so much. Like,
that was an unnecessary mock ball, but it's faster for getting through the room.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm blown away. This is crazy.
Those are also screes, but they require missiles to defeat because of the metal shielding.
I don't even know where we are anymore. What planet are we on?
We're still so the planet is actually split up into different sections. We are in Brinstar right now. We started off in Crateria, which is the surface of the planet. Okay, see if I can get this first try. Did not. I jumped too soon. Samus, I pushed the fire button. Fire.
Like we said, it's not going to be a perfect run.
Oh, I fired too soon. Oh gosh, please get it on this one. Come on, Samus. Be nice.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to grind for super missiles now. Okay,
There's one.
there's one. See, I'll know when I hit it because there'll be a visual and audio indicator.
So what is the trick that we're going for here?
So there's a super missile block on the other end, but if you just walk up to the hole and shoot it, it doesn't actually, the block technically isn't spawned, so it doesn't hit. But because of the forward momentum from the running I'm doing, it works. And it's just not working for me today. This like Donald said, this is gonna be one of those things that it's gonna happen. This is the first time I've ever had it be this bad before. Speedrunner's curse. I mean, Let's Play curse, I should say.
Yeah, not quite a speedrun. Casual speedrun.
Have found my colored dungeon.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, that was just
The Color Dungeon episode from when we played Link's Awakening will be releasing soon. So
unfortunately.
go check that.
Why
Go check that one out.
This is not making me happy. I've probably shot, what, 8, 9 super missiles so far, and it's still not...
Yeah.
Now, is this, like, an integral part of the...
It is if I want to skip a very slow boss, because even with all the repeats I'm doing and everything, this is still faster than fighting the boss.
Now, are you firing it too high or too low?
I mean, it's not too high or too low, it's too soon or too late.
Okay, you do have one.
I want to try and get 2 so that way I don't have to come back up here again if I miss. Oh, come on. I've never had it be this bad before.
I think it's still pretty impressive you can manage to hit that shot. That's like the shot that Luke makes in Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
when he's like flying through the Death Star.
He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna blow up this huge space station because of this one small hole.
Use the Force, Daniel.
Well, if you want to use what was said in the Prime series, Samus is about 1 meter across when she's in Morphball form, and that's a Morphball size hole, so... Take your knowledge, take your size of the shot from there. Come on, I'm pushing the shot. I hate my buttons don't want to work. There we go.
Hey, there was.
That's what I was waiting for, was that shake.
Okay. And so now getting in here does what?
You'll see. So that giant shaft down there is actually where you'd come from the mini boss I'd skip, and this is supposed to be your first thing with super missiles.
Oh, okay.
So, since I already got the super missiles, don't need to fight them.
Oh, got it. And because it's an item, we did have to pick it up.
Yes.
Got it.
So overall, he still saved time. However,
Not as much as I would have.
yes.
Because I got that on second try during my practice run last night.
Yeah. But a few minutes. But you may hit some other things that you didn't hit last night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like that one boss quick kill that I completely flubbed last night.
Oh, wow. So we're just flying at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Got super missiles, got the charge beam.
Yep. So the charge beam, I'm actually hardly ever going to use it. It's going to be useful in like 3 rooms, and that's going to be about it.
Oh, say, green doors are super missile doors then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have blue doors, red doors, green doors, orange doors, and gray doors. Gray doors, like I already mentioned. Red doors are missile doors, require 5 missiles or 1 super missile. Green doors require 1 super missile. Orange doors require power bombs, which actually is the first Metroid that had power bombs as well. Go away, side hopper. Yes, they're called side hoppers. Again, super creative naming back in 1994.
They were really scratching their brains for that one. Somebody got paid to come up with that name. Just think about that.
Those are called cacti.
Okay.
That's literally their name. They're always good for super missiles, though.
Or energy.
If you're not at full super missiles, they will always give super missiles. This is the Red Tower. We will be visiting this particular region several times throughout the run.
And it's not called the Red Tower in game. Just what a lot of
just like the
speedrunners
community.
That's what the speedrun community refers to it as, is the Red Tower, yeah.
Okay.
I actually cut out 2 visits to the Red Tower during my practice runs. I found a way around it because there was one point where I had to climb all the way up, get something, and climb all the way back down. As you can see, that's going to be a giant waste of time.
So you had a hard time with that yesterday.
I did, yeah.
That specific jump?
Yeah.
To answer a preemptive question, we don't know.
All right.
Oh, man. What's a spazzer?
Again, we don't know. All I know is it gives me more range and more firepower, and that's all I care about.
Oh, secret exit.
And that's why I shot it on the way in instead of bombing it, so that way I didn't fall down that hole.
Oh, those things are creepy.
Yeah, a little bit.
The thing is, they don't take energy, but they just grab you.
I'm going to do something really cool in that room way later, so just be ready for that.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Way later. We're going to be like 2 or 3... We're going to be like another 2 or 3 episodes in before we hit that, though.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Now
we
we're
just
headed
left
to Norfair.
Yeah, we just left Brinstar, and now we're heading into Norfair. But we're only here for one thing, really. I'm going to grab 3 things, because it's, more efficient that way, but there's only one thing we're here for.
Is it the morph ball bomb?
No, I have morph ball bombs already.
Oh, sorry. The isn't there like a charge, like a stronger version of the morph ball bomb?
There is the power bombs, but those
Power
are
bomb.
later.
Okay. I saw
Also, you
power
didn't
bomb
get to
door.
kill that enemy last time.
I did not get to kill that enemy last time, because again, that's a gray door. By killing him, it starts flashing blue, and now that I've opened it, it will stay blue. Makes it easier to get, makes it faster to get out later. That's what we're here for.
High jump boots. Samus is going shoe shopping.
Whee!
Oh my gosh.
No, she's not as floaty in other games had been saying, so I figure that high jump is probably... Is the high jump even in other games?
Yes.
But it's probably a little bit...
Well, it's not so much that she doesn't jump as high, she falls a lot faster in Zero Mission and in Fusion. There's like a stronger gravity in those games. So even though these look like fiery gamers, these are actually called Novas, if I recall correctly.
It's a cool name.
Yep. This next quote-unquote secret, it's a required part of the game, but it's a little well hidden if you don't know what you're looking for. Because every other elevator room, there's absolutely nothing for you to do. For this particular elevator room...
There is. Oh, whoa. That guy looks cool.
That would be... We're now in Kraid's Lair, which is a subset of Brinstar. We're still in Brinstar, but we are in Kraid's Lair. We're coming up on our first boss.
Hey, now... You made it sound like this was like an optional boss?
No, the optional one was the one I skipped earlier. It was called Spore Spawn. I'll be showing him off at the end of the run, just to show you how slow he can be.
Okay.
But I don't need to fight him, so I'm not going to. But you had those 4 main bosses in the game: Kraid, Phantoon, Dragon, and Ridley. You have to beat them if you want to beat the game, unless you want to start using like wrong warping, which does exist in this game, but really nobody does it because it's a huge pain in the butt to do.
So, that looked like Kraid back there. Was that not Kraid?
That was Mini Kraid.
Mini Kraid.
The funny thing is, in regards to that,
That's what Kraid.
that's what Kraid looks like in the original Metroid.
He was.
Okay.
That's the thing. He was the
side.
original Metroid. He got some growth hormones between Metroid and Super Metroid. Now I'm morph balled here because you're actually standing at full height while those rocks are flying. The game lags, but the timer still runs at full speed.
Huh. Oh, yeah, okay. Hi, Kraid. He looks more like, what's his name from Star Wars?
All right, so I got so the full quick kill is actually you kill him before he raises up like that. I got what I call the semi-quick kill.
He's like, ow, that hurt.
That was still quicker than last night.
Way quicker than last night. I didn't get the quick kill in at all last night.
This is insane. Hey, Variasuit.
Which has been around since Metroid 1.
Now we are sitting at 18%. He has collected 18 items thus far. So we will stop it here.
So this is our first split.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I mean, I want to keep going.